I wonder, do you dare to discover the traces of an unforgettable love hidden behind life's hardest punches? Mike Tyson was known as a fighter who carried the dust, sweat, and pain of the arenas on his shoulders. Every punch he threw in the ring was like a symbol of his victories and the sorrows he had endured. However, no one knew about the deepest wound he carried in his heart, an unforgettable love named Jessica. His life was woven with a love story that, beyond the fame he achieved in the ring, once offered a ray of hope on even his darkest days. On a rainy evening, as Mike walked through the desolate streets of the city with cold raindrops striking his face and under the trembling reflections of neon lights, he caught sight of a young woman standing by a corner of an abandoned street. Jessica's presence, with her delicate features and the sorrow hidden in her tired eyes, yet also harboring a deep glimmer of hope, captivated Mike's attention. In that moment, the pains he had long shared with the ring softened somewhat, and a warmth he had never experienced before began to blossom in his heart. Jessica's presence touched his heart like a gentle caress in his otherwise harsh and cold world. Mike could not erase that moment from his mind. Beyond the punches and victories he fought throughout his life, in Jessica's smile there was a balm capable of healing the wounds of the past and a light that promised hope for the future. From that day onward, no matter how great the victories in the fighting arenas were, the silence of loneliness he experienced after every match resonated with the memory of Jessica in his heart. With every punch he threw, alongside the strength he displayed against his opponents, he also felt his own inner vulnerability. For true strength to him was not only the resilience of the body, but also the renewal of the heart. As time passed and Mike's career reached its peak, with the attention of the media and his success in the ring shaping his life, the memories of Jessica remained in his mind like the most emotional note of the most beautiful song. Despite the hardships that life had imposed on her, Jessica continued to live with hope in her own world, a quiet yet profoundly moving presence. To her, every stormy day was a harbinger of a new beginning. Mike had come to understand that the rare light in Jessica's life was the most valuable treasure that illuminated his own dark world. Days, weeks, and months went by, and the distance between them grew deeper. While Mike made a name for himself through his fame in the arenas, Jessica struggled to erase the traces of her past as she pursued her own dreams. Both of them carried within themselves the indelible marks of a love that never faded. As Mike searched for ways to forget the loneliness behind the punches he threw in the ring with the touch of Jessica, Jessica, in turn, found a piece of herself in Mike's strength and his indomitable spirit. Though years of separation had inflicted deep wounds, fate finally decided to bring them back together. One morning, after an intense training session, Mike set out for a walk in a quiet park outside the city. As he strolled, amid the wind brushing his face and the chirping of birds, the memories of the past came alive once more. In his mind, he recalled the silhouette of that rainy evening, the hope and tenderness in Jessica's eyes. His heart felt the profound absence of that unforgettable love beyond the pride that each victory in the ring had brought. Mike was no longer driven solely by his identity as a fighter. He now moved with the inspiration that came from the love he carried in his heart. That day, no media camera or public expectation could change his decision. He set aside all his fame and all his achievements and resolved to trace the footsteps of Jessica, the most valuable treasure of his past, in order to relive that moment once again and reclaim the time he had lost. Quickening his pace along the narrow, desolate streets of the city, Mike finally reached that familiar corner. On a cold late afternoon, under the light drizzle of rain, as he passed by the front of a nostalgic cafe, the warmth of old memories revived in his heart. When he looked inside through the cafe's window, he saw the silhouette of the woman he had met years ago. As if time itself had come to a standstill, Jessica was there, still possessing the same graceful and sincere look she had in the old days. A faint smile on her face and in her eyes, the pain of the past and the hope for the future shone together. Within Mike, the old love he had long tried to extinguish rekindled. In that moment, beyond all his struggles, all his pains, and all his adventures in the ring, he realized that true strength and true victory lay in finding the love hidden within his heart. Every punch, every victory, every defeat was a reflection of the value Jessica had given him and of the humanity within him. He was no longer just a physical fighter, but a man who battled against the harsh rhythm of life with the love he carried in his heart. The moment their eyes met, all the resentments and loneliness of the past gave way to a reborn hope and love. At that moment, Mike felt on the brink of a decision that would change his life forever. He now had a love that he must never forget. Jessica was a light that illuminated his soul even in his darkest moments, a guide that showed him the way through the toughest battles. This reunion opened a new chapter in Mike's life, becoming a power that made him rise again with every blow, every victory, every fall. Mike Tyson's story was not solely about the victories he achieved in the ring. He showed that in every area of life, even the hardest punches can be healed by the love carried in one's heart. The memory of Jessica was his most treasured jewel and his deepest source of inspiration. In every training session, In every match, Mike felt the strength brought by Jessica's love, reliving that unforgettable love time and again. This story is the chronicle of the moments of pain and joy that decorated Mike Tyson's life, a saga of a battle that continued not only in the fighting arenas but also in the depths of the heart. Despite all the challenges that life threw his way, he was reborn through the power of the love he carried in his heart. Feeling Jessica's touch with every punch, with every step, Mike's life proved that true strength does not reside solely in physical might, but in the deep emotions of love, hope, and the sentiments kept in the heart. Mike Tyson and Jessica's unforgettable love endures as a symbol of hope, love, and rebirth that blossoms in the heart despite all hardships, separations, and sorrows. Their story tells the audience that even in the darkest moments, the heart can be warmed, and even the hardest punches can be softened by an unforgettable love. For true victory is won with the love we carry in our hearts amidst all the blows life delivers. Thank you for watching till the end. If this story inspired you, please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss another tale of hope and transformation. Remember, true greatness is measured by the kindness we share.